Всем привет! Сегодня я нахожусь на очень интересном мероприятии, которое проходит в Нью-Йорке раз в месяц. Это знаменитые шрифтовые четверги TypeThursdays.
Pass out, come on, awesome. Yeah. Go for it. I support you. Okay. I'll be on that.
Hi, so this is TypeThursday, the meeting place for people who love letter forms. We bring people who make letter forms and people who use letter forms together. This includes type designers, calligraphy, lettering, pottery, stone carving, UX, UI, graphic design. Anyone that's using or making letter forms are welcomed here, and it's very exciting for us to be at Google this month to be hosting us for this appreciation of the subtles of arts, letter forms. Thank you.
Thomas Jockin. I am the organizer, founder of TypeThursday. Quick question before we start. Who here have been here in a previous TypeThursday event? Raise your hand. So not that many. We have a lot of new people here today. That's super exciting. Oh, that's the crew over there. Shout outs. For those who were here before, who've been at TypeThursday before, we used to be like 6'5" people at a bar in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It would be so dark in the bar, we would have to use our cell phones as flashlights to look over our proofs. And to go from that to hosted by Google in about a year and a half, I think it's an amazing moment. I want to take a second before I begin to thank everyone who's been a part of TypeThursday in the past, who are here now to see what we're all about, and so what we're going to do in the future. So can I have a round of applause first for that? Okay, so what is TypeThursday? For those who are new here, well, pardon me. I want to walk around. TypeThursday is a meeting place for people who love letter forms. So that is a really wide range of people. That is people making letter forms and using letter forms. That's type designers, calligraphers, letterers, programmers, stone carvers. We have a huge range of people who are making letter forms who come to these events, plus people who use letter forms, graphic designers, art direction, branding, name it. If you're using letter forms, writers, it's a lot of people, and it's super exciting to have a meeting place for those two groups of people to relate to each other and connect. So our main thing, what we're known for, is a crit club where we go over work in progress typefaces. This is back in our early days when we used to be just one dude with a proof, and everyone would circle around it. Obviously, with this size, we wouldn't be able to do that. So this gives you an idea. So what goes on in a type crit? Well, there's traditional type design. So you come with a work in progress to fit typeface design at different phases of development. And you kind of have a conversation with a critique lead, learn about what you're doing, what your goals are, your intentions, what you think is working, what you're struggling with, and then it's open up to the audience. So this is an example of a typeface design being reviewed in San Francisco, although we have a chapter in San Francisco. Tell your friends. We have lettering. That's been discussed at TypeThursday, and we've had gilded lettering. This has happened. This guy Wes, good friend, I love him. He's come in with stone carved letters, and we go, great. We're not stone carvers, we can't talk about it, but tell us about this process. What is this? How do you do this? How is this even possible? It looks great. That gives you an idea of the range of work shown at TypeThursday. So about the critique format. Ordering. Cards. Okay, so I actually brought it up before. With a larger format like this, what we have a presenter who digitally shows their work on the screen. You guys are actively paying attention, observing what's going on. We have a moderator speaking with that presenter, going over the project and summarizing points made about the project so you could be all on the same note about it. After that, it's open. Yeah, present, show the work, get it from a critique lead, and then it's open up to the audience. We have mics on the sides over here, so basically that question you should ask yourself is how can you help this project? Based on the criteria and discussion led by the critique lead and the presenter. How can you really contribute to help make this a better project, a more successful project that's useful for that presenter? Does not matter expertise level. In fact, actually one of the best things about Type Thursday is a large group of different audiences of people who use and make letter forms in the group. Like I said, having a stone carver in the group, when someone's making a stone carving-esque typeface, makes a lot of sense because he can talk about things in a perspective that a normal type designer could not. And this includes both the users. If you would use a typeface, this is I think it'd be effective in this way. Maybe if you're trying for this, think about another way for branding or direction. It doesn't really matter expertise. You don't have to be an expert in your field to be contributing to this process of conversation. And generally the way this goes in Type Thursday, usually if someone says something really good, really on point, a lot of people are gonna hem and haw and like shake their head like, yeah, that's totally true. So that's basically like kind of the real metric of knowing someone hit a good note. And a lot of times it's people who are not the professionals, like not the expert type designers or practitioners in the group who have those perspectives. So please consider that and do not feel any intimidation about your perspective and thoughts. Probably if you thought it, someone else is thinking it too. So with that said, I want to introduce our critique lead for this month. Our month is Kara Gordon. I want to thank her. Come on stage. Give her a round of applause. She is awesome.
Hey guys.
Hi, Kara.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Wonderful.
The idea was to do the full word daydreamer. However, in such a small format for a pin, I started to realize very quickly that that wasn't going to work. That like I needed a smaller word to bring it in, so I cut it down to dreamer and kind of started playing with how this fits on the pencil. How do I make it like lock up and work together? But I still haven't figured out how to make the daydreamer full thing work, because I think that would probably wrap better for a beanie when I adapt it. So one of the things I really wanted to explore was how to make it into like a cartouche, I believe is the word, when you totally like close it in filigree, if that's possible. Because I have like a really nice ascender on the D and the Y, but I haven't been able to like make it work yet, so.
All right, great, thank you so much.
My mind flashed to illustrations in The Little Prince by Saint-Exupéry. And building on what the first gentleman said about concept, we're all down with concepts. I think you have this beautiful white space beneath the word dreamer, which I know we all love white space, we probably don't want to fill it. But in this case, if you have some very elegant, whimsical illustrations that represent daydreaming, they can be abstract or be specific, I don't even think you need a swatch. As beautiful as your sketches were, but you don't need empty space, you know,
Yeah.
just leave it as is. And I think the lettering is beautiful as is. I don't think you have much work left to do except for the finer points, and that's even to account just for the production part versus just the design or the conceptual side.
Yeah.
So, and you seem to love The Little Prince.
So if you want to like tell us about yourself, tell us about the work.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I just graduated half a year ago. So this is just for a company that I'm working for. It's for their holiday invitation, and this is the copy they gave me. So they said, "Oh, do something with it," and I did something with it for their holiday card. And I don't really know what questions I'm asking, so I wasn't really thinking when I submitted this. So here it is.
Anyway, so I make potteries when I'm not doing like workity work. That's how I roll. A lot of my pottery is about like just feminist joke, like the online jokes, like feminist garbage, like I don't know, stuff
Look
like
around,
that.
that's pretty great.
I don't know. It's just like the quiet rages of life.
Push back. Resist.
So that's one. And I don't know, here's another. Here's the one that I brought in. If you want to pet it later, just come hang out.
So these are obviously finished works. They're things that you can do on future works that you can
Yeah, I
suggest.
can't really modify this anymore. So like I know
It's literally
any
set in
critique
stone,
you
guys.
give. Like I know there's too much space between the W and the I, and I kind of regret like the little like, you know, this thing, like the initial in stroke. I'm just like, why did I do that? But that's okay. That happens. And if you're curious about like what like Two Witches is. Like, here's the explanation. It's from the Toast, if you ever read the Toast. That's why I put that link there.
And if anyone has like comments, questions, suggestions
Yeah.
as we're going through these, please feel free to.
I use a very sophisticated new tool. It's called a take-out plastic knife. A lot
Tell
of
me
the
this.
time.
Take a plastic knife.
Yeah. It's nice, like, you know, like with like a pointy tool, like it kind of sinks into the clay, but like.
So, conclusion. Here we are. We did it. Yes. So, I really hope for those who are new here that you kind of see what we're about, what we're doing, minus the haters. You know, no, really, it's important. You know what? Honestly, listen. That's the kind. What that action was exactly why I made Type Thursday and why this matters to me a lot. You're never gonna get, if you just put down on people, we're never gonna improve. We're never gonna grow. That's not how you do things. That's not how you're gonna cultivate a culture of making better design. Seriously, preach it. Round of applause. Come on. So seriously, with that said, I want to first thank all the people who presented for showing their work. Obviously, as we keep getting bigger, it's always the stakes are higher showing your work. I can understand your nervousness showing your work. So I want to thank you all for doing that. I want to thank for all you contributing. I was really excited to see all you guys jumping in on the lines, adding your input. I'm really excited about that. I think that's what makes Type Thursday, is that contribution, positive contribution. So like I said, I want to thank you for your attention, your thoughtfulness, and your love for letter forms. This is what makes Type Thursday happen, and I love bringing this all together to have all this magic happen. So I want to first thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. Okay, first thing. Round of applause. Okay, now Type Thursday, we've gone quite big. Could not do this by myself. There's no way. There's a whole team. There's Ravi, Julie, and Kara, and the core team for New York. I want to thank you all for their help. They're amazing. Round of applause for those guys, really. Couldn't do it without them. While we're at it here, also want to thank again our sponsors, especially Google, for hosting our space. Thank you again, guys. I really appreciate it. I want to thank the volunteers who've been seeing them around. They've been helping you out, signing you in, telling you where to go. Again, those guys made the lives of my team even more possible. They didn't go insane with the help of those guys. So thank you for all the volunteers for your help. Round of applause for the volunteers. Thank you. And here's the thing, so we take off in January for Type Thursday, but we're back in February, so I want to tell you guys about that. We're gonna be back at our traditional venue nowadays, TDC. It's up the road on 8th Avenue. Love to have you, if you're new here and you like what we're doing all about. We do these monthly, minus January, but February we're in. Love to have you. I think it's gonna be fantastic, and what we saw here is what we do. Doesn't matter what the venue it is and the scale, we always care about, it's all about improving our work, caring about with intention to letter forms and how we can be better designers. So I want to say you're all awesome.
No, you're awesome.
Aw, thank you. And have a great night and see you in February. Thank you so much.